with this. I'll go backwards through time. So when I worked at the Open University, we have a VLE now, and we use a VLE, and we need multiple outputs for that VLE, print and online mainly. And as a result, they use an XML editor called Oxygen, and they have a schema and have tools to deal with that. And the OU has thousands of students, so of course, the cost of setting all this up is spread over many students, which makes it worthwhile. Going back a bit further, whilst I was at the OU, more or less as a hobby, I created a Python code generator, a code generator for XSLT, where you write in Python and it generates XSLT for you. There are many code generators that generate HTML, and this one generates XSLT. And I see some advantages in it, but it might be too unusual to gain acceptance. It's recently been put up on GitHub. It's not been published before, but it dates back a number of years. If I go back even further to the 1990s, that's about 25 years ago, when I thought that the world was waiting for HTML, as XML then called. I also have a copy of Goldflower, but though I don't know where it is. It's a big book. It's useful for many purposes. But I organized a meeting on tech, HTML and PDF. And PDF was new at that time. And we managed to get over 100 people turn up to a day-long meeting. And we found a really nice venue at the end of Fleet Street. Yeah, that's the book. That's the book. Sorry, Nelson's just showing us the HTML handbook. So, and at that time, I became acquainted with Sebastian Ratz, who, apart from doing all the stuff with Tech Live, was a big contributor to the Text and Coding Initiative. And I looked recently, and the XSL style sheets that the TEI have, about half the commits, or at least he's the person that made the most commits to that repository, and he's missed, and I value the contribution he made. And I also met Lou Bernard, who some of you may know at that time. So I do go back, but that's a long time ago, and I'm not quite the same person I was then. It's half a lifetime ago. So that's where I am, and mostly I see myself in this meeting and in this project as an enabler rather than a participant. And the one exception to that is my pet interest in XSLT. So I don't know if Nelson would like to add a few words.
Well, since I mentioned I had done one book in XML, which was then taken by the publisher and converted into a word processor, I found the experience of writing in XML really quite comfortable once I had generated the Emacs support to do the markup. The problem we faced as book authors was that the publisher did not have a complete support for the books they were producing. We could produce facsimile copies with TROF, with an XML to TROF translator that they provided, but it didn't give us the capability of providing all of the markup we needed in a technical book, and that was somewhat frustrating.